summer has always been a profitable season for Hollywood, as millions of people buy tickets to see new blockbuster movies. But this summer is also a time of worry and fear for America's film studios, because the pirates of the internet are gaining on them. Almost every new film can now be found on the net and downloaded for free as soon as it's released. And as we first discovered last year, while it may be illegal, it's becoming easier and easier to do. The people running America's movie studios know that if they don't do something, and fast, they could be in the same boat as the record companies. What's really at stake for the movie industry with all this piracy?
Well, I think, ultimately our absolute future.
Peter Chernin runs 20th Century Fox, one of the biggest studios in Hollywood. He knows the pirates of the internet are gaining on him. Do you know how many movies are being downloaded today, in one day, in the United States?
I think it is probably in the hundreds of thousands, if not millions.
And it's only going to grow.
It's only going to grow. Somebody can put a perfect digital copy up on the internet, perfect digital copy, right? And with the click of a mouse, send out 1 million copies all over the world in an instant.
And it's all free. If that takes hold, kiss Hollywood goodbye. Chernin recently organized a summit between studio moguls and some high school and college kids, the people most likely to be downloading.
And we said, let's come up with a challenge. Let's give them 5 movies and see if they can find them online. And we all sat around and picked 5 movies, 4 of which hadn't been released yet. And then we came back half an hour later. They had found all 5 movies.
Even the ones that hadn't even been
released yet.
Did these kids have any sense that they were stealing?
It's a weird dichotomy. I think they know it's stealing, and I don't think they think it's wrong. I think they have an attitude of, it's there.
Are you hurt?
I think God did it.
This internet copy of the hit movie Signs, starring Mel Gibson,
Cut.
was stolen even before director M. Night Shyamalan could organize the premiere. The movie was about to be released. When did the first bootleg copy appear?
2 weeks before, 3 weeks before.
This is serious.
Before the internet age, when somebody bootlegged a movie, the only outlet they had was to sell it to those vendors on Times Square where they have the boxes set up outside, and they say, hey, we have Signs, it's not even out yet, and you walk by and you know it's illegal. But now, because it's the digital age, you can see like a clean copy. It's no longer the kind of the sleazy guy in Times Square with the box. It's just, oh, it's on this beautiful site, and I have to go click.
There's a monster outside my room. Can I have a glass of water?
How did those movies get on the internet? How did that happen?
Through an absolute act of theft. Someone steals a print from the editor's room. Someone steals a print from the composer who's doing the music. There's an absolute physical theft. Steals a print, makes a digital copy, and uploads it.
And there you go. Digital copies like this one of The Matrix Reloaded have also been bootlegged from DVDs sent to reviewers or ad agencies, or circulated among companies that do special effects or subtitles.
The other way that pre-release movies end up is that people go to, there are lots of screenings that happen in this industry. People go to those screenings with a camcorder, with a digital camcorder, sit in the back, turn the camcorder on, and now it is.
And record it.
Let go the anchor!
This is one of those recorded off the screen copies of Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean. Not great quality, but not awful either.
Keep to the code. Aye, the code.
And while it used to take forever to download a movie, anyone with a high-speed internet connection can now have a full-length film in an hour or 2.
Well, this is just one of many websites where basically people, the hackers, if you will, announce their piracy releases.
Randy Saff runs a company called Media Defender that helps movie studios combat online piracy.
This is the Kazaa Media Desktop. Kazaa is the largest peer-to-peer network.
It's called peer-to-peer because computer users are sharing files with each other with no middleman. All Kazaa does is provide the software to make that sharing possible. When we went online with Randy Saff, nearly 4 million other Kazaa users were there with us, sharing every kind of digital file.
Audio, documents, images, software, and video. If you wanted a movie, you would click on the video section, and then you would type in a search phrase. And basically what this is doing now, it is asking the people on the peer-to-peer network who has Finding Nemo.
Within seconds, 191 computers sent an answer. We have it.
Did your man deliver, or did he deliver?
My man delivered.
This is Finding Nemo, crisp picture and sound, downloaded free from Kazaa a month before its release for video rental or sale.
Now, what's the one thing we have to remember about the ocean?
It's not safe.
That's my boy.
Where movies make the bulk of their money is on DVD and home videos. 50% of the revenues for any movie come out of home video and
50%?
50%. So that if piracy occurs and it wipes out your home video profits or ultimately your television profits, you're
That's
out of
it.
business. You know,
Wow.
no movies would get made.
Even if movies did get made, Night Shyamalan says they wouldn't be any good because profits would be negligible, so budgets would shrink dramatically.
Slowly it will degrade what's possible in that art form.
Technology always wins. Always. You can't shut it down.
Wayne Rosso is Hollywood's enemy. When we met him, he was running the file-swapping service Grokster. He has since taken charge at another similar company. Okay, I have downloaded your software.
Right.
Okay. Did I pay to do that?
No, it's free.
So who pays you? How do
We're
you
an
make money?
We're like radio. We're advertising supported.
And how many people use Grokster?
10 million.
10 million people have used it.
A month.
A month. Every month, 10 million people
And growing.
use it to download music, movies, software, video games. What else?
I would assume. See, we have no way of knowing what people are downloading.
That's just a fig leaf. You are facilitating, allowing, helping people steal.
We have no idea what the content is. And whatever
Well, you may
they-
not know the specifics, but you know that that's what your
And we can't
site
stop
is.
it.
Yeah,
We have no control over it.
but you're there for that purpose. That is why you exist. Of course it is. Come on. This is the fig leaf part.
No.
He's totally comfortable with putting on his site a stolen piece of material. Am I wrong in that? Like, if my movie was bootlegged, he'd be totally comfortable putting it on his
He
site.
says, I have nothing to do with
Yeah,
that.
right. So
He says, I just provide the
immediately,
software.
how can I even have a conversation with him? Because he's taken a stolen material and he's totally fine with it passing around in his house all this illegal activity. So I mean, it's just my house. I'm not doing anything wrong.
Come on. Chill out.
But it's Rosso who has the law on his side. A federal judge has ruled that Grokster and other file-swapping networks are not liable for what their downloaders are doing.
So we're completely legal, and unfortunately, this is something the entertainment industry refuses to accept. They seem to think the judge's decision was nothing but a typo.
The studios are appealing that court ruling, and they may follow the music industry and begin to sue individuals who download movies. And they're fighting the pirates in other ways.
With your support,
We'll all keep on
working.
With ads about people whose jobs are at risk because of the piracy. People like the carpenters and painters who work on film sets.
You gave me such a start.
At the same time, Hollywood is trying to keep copies of movies from leaking in the first place.
You will very seldomly go to an early screening of a movie right now where probably you don't notice it unless you're paying attention. Someone's not in the front of that auditorium with infrared binoculars looking for somebody with a camcorder.
And once a movie's released, or copies do begin to leak, the studios hire people like Randy Saft to hack the hackers.
What we're just trying to do is make the actual pirate content difficult to find. And the way we do that is by, serving up fake files.
It's called spoofing. Saf and his employees spend their days on Kazaa and Grokster, offering up thousands of files that look like copies of new movies, but aren't. So if I had clicked on any number of those Finding Nemo offerings, I could have clicked on one of yours, or somebody like you. And what would I have found after my hour and a half of downloading?
It might just be a blank screen or something. Typically speaking, what we push out is just not the real content.
What you're trying to do is make this so impossible, so infuriating, that people would just throw up their hands and say, it's just easier for me to go rent this thing, buy the DVD or whatever. It's just easier.
Right.
That's your goal.
Right.
Does that work? Is that
No.
a good idea?
No, it doesn't work. I mean, I don't blame them, but it doesn't work because what happens is that the community cleanses itself of the spoofs.
He means that downloaders quickly spread the word online about how to tell the fake movie files from the real thing. It's like an arms race, isn't it?
That's exactly what it's like. It's like an arms race. There will be, you know, they're going to get a step ahead. We're going to try and get that step back.
But I'll tell you one thing. I'll bet on the hackers.
That they'll break whatever
The studios come up
companies
with.
throw at
Yeah.
them. Hollywood knows that downloading off the internet is the way millions of consumers want to get their entertainment, and that isn't going away.
The generally accepted estimates is that more than 60 million Americans have downloaded file-sharing software onto their computer.
60 million.
At 60 million Americans, that's a mainstream product. That's not a bunch of college kids or, you know, a bunch of computer geeks. That's America.
So instead of trying to stop it entirely, the studios are looking for ways to embrace it, but get paid too. Wayne Rosso says the best way is to negotiate some kind of licensing deal with him.
If the movie industry acts now and starts exploring alternatives and solutions with guys like me, hopefully they won't have a problem.
What if they tried to buy you?
I'd sell in a heartbeat.
You would sell, Grokster would sell to a movie studio.
Sure, call me.
The idea of making deals with what Peter Chernin calls a bunch of crooks doesn't appeal to Hollywood. Instead, Fox and the other studios have just launched their own site, MovieLink, where consumers can download a film for a modest fee, between $3 and $5.
I think you would love the idea that you don't have to go to the video store, you can do this. And
Right.
that's what we're working on. But in order for that to be effective, we have to stop piracy because the most effective business model in the world can't compete with free. The movie studios may begin to file their lawsuits against individual downloaders before the end of the summer. Oh, and M. Night Shyamalan's new film, The Village, it premiered on July 30th. The first bootleg copy of the movie appeared on the internet the next day.